Hi students, let's continue our class. In the last class we have studied about digestion in humans. That means the digestive system of humans is composed of 6 compartments. They are buccal cavity, food pipe or esophagus, not oesophagus, it is esophagus. And third one stomach, fourth one small intestine, fifth one large intestine and sixth one anus. These are the 6 compartments involved in the digestive system of humans, and these parts together form the alimentary canal. Alimentary canal is nothing but digestive tract or a way for the digestion of food. And I have explained about this diagram also. See here, mouth, mouth, through this we are going to intake our food, and these are the salivary glands. Today we are going to study about these glands today. And after that the food enters into the esophagus, that is food pipe. After the food reaches stomach, and after that it moves towards the large and small intestines, then again it reaches the anus, where from this the unused food particles are going to excreted. See, in the last class we have also studied about the first part or a compartment involved in the digestion of food, that is mouth. Mouth and buccal cavity. Buccal cavity means the first opening for the intake of food. Cavity means opening. Buccal cavity means the first opening or a entry point for the food. And the process of taking food is called ingestion. The process of intake of food into the body is called ingestion. And we also studied about 4 types of teeth are present in our mouth. Which are those? They are incisors, canine, premolar and molar. These are the 4 types of teeth present in our mouth. And we also studied about milk teeth and permanent teeth. That means milk teeth. These teeth grows during infancy. That means during little age or during childhood, these milk teeth are grows. And after certain age like 6 to 8 years, these teeth, that is milk teeth, are going to fall off. After that the permanent teeth replaces the milk teeth, and they are permanent throughout our life. See, I have given a table to complete in the last class, that is about the teeth which are used for cutting and biting the food, and the teeth which are used for piercing and tearing food, and the teeth which are used for chewing and grinding the food. And in the upper jaw, how many teeth you are going to use for cutting and biting, and in same as upper jaw also. And in second one, in the lower jaw, how many teeth are used for piercing and tearing food item, like that in the upper jaw also. And the third, how many teeth you are going to use from the lower jaw for chewing and grinding the food item, same like upper jaw. Those number of teeth you have to mention in the second column. From the lower jaw how many, from the upper jaw how many, like this you have to write here, and the total you have to write in the total column. Complete it. See, today it is a new topic, and I have told you that in the mouth there is a presence of salivary glands. See, about teeth we have studied now. See, in the mouth there are mainly 3 organs involved in the digestion of food. Those are teeth, tongue and saliva. These are the 3 parts involved in the digestion of food in the mouth. See here, we have studied about teeth now. Now it's time to study about saliva. Our mouth has the salivary glands which secrete saliva. Saliva, it is a liquid which is present in our mouth. What is the action of saliva on food? Let us find out. See, we know in the mouth there is the presence of salivary glands which secrete saliva. And we don't know what is the function of this saliva on the food. Let's find out by doing an activity. For this activity, what you have to do? You have to take 2 test tubes, label them A and B. In test tube A, put 1 teaspoonful of boiled rice. In test tube B, keep 1 teaspoonful of boiled rice. After chewing it for 3 to 5 minutes, then add 3 to 4 ml of water in both the test tubes. Now pour 2 to 3 drops of iodine solution in each test tube and observe. See, what you have to do is you have to take two test tubes. These are made of glass. These are the two test tubes and label them as A and B. This is test tube A, this is test tube B. In the test tube A, you have to put boiled rice, a teaspoonful of boiled rice. In the test tube B, you have to put a teaspoonful of boiled rice, but it has to be chewed for 3 to 5 minutes. After chewing the rice for 3 to 5 minutes, you have to add the chewed rice into the test tube B. Here it is the only boiled rice. Here chewed boiled rice you have to add for the test tube B. After that you have to add 3 to 4 ml of water for both the test tubes. 3 to 4 ml of water you have to add for both the test tubes. Then you have to add 2 to 3 drops of iodine solution. It is a chemical iodine solution. This iodine solution you have to add for both the test tube. 2 to 3 drops of iodine solution you have to add for both the test tubes. Now, what are the changes you are going to observe? See here, observation given here. The test tube A shows blue-black color, whereas test tube B does not show this color. Why? See here, test tube A it is showing change in the color, that is blue-black color. In the test tube B there is no change in color. Why? See here, boiled rice in test tube A has not been exposed to saliva, so starch is present, which is indicated by blue-black color on addition of iodine solution. But test tube B has boiled rice chewed for 3 to 5 minutes. The saliva present in mouth acted upon starch to break down into sugars, so it does not show any color in presence of iodine solution. See, in the first test tube we have added only the boiled rice. This boiled rice contains starch in it, that's why it shows the coloration like blue-black. Why? Because starch changes its color when you add iodine to it. Means the starch which is present in the boiled rice, it is converted into blue-black color by adding iodine solution. But in the test tube B, we have added chewed boiled rice. That means while chewing, that boiled rice is combined with saliva which is present in our mouth. That saliva breakdowns that starch which is present in the rice into sugars. While explaining about the process of digestion, I have told you that the components of food or the complex components of food are breakdown into simple substances. That process is called digestion. See here, that one you have to remember here. The saliva, it breakdowns this starch into sugars. That means this complex component of food is breakdown into simple substance, that is sugar. Means this starch will not present in the chewed rice, it is converted into sugar. That's why this chewed boiled rice will not show the presence of starch, and so it does not show any color in presence of iodine solution. Now it is clear about the action of saliva on food. Okay, let's study one more organ that is involved in the digestion of food, that is in the mouth. I have told you in the mouth there are three main organs which are acting upon food for the digestion. First one, teeth for crushing or grinding the food. Second one, saliva for the breakdown of complex components into simpler substances. Then third one, that is tongue. About tongue we can study now. See here, tongue. The tongue is a fleshy muscular organ attached at the back to the floor of the buccal cavity. It is free at the front and can be moved in all directions. See here, this is the mouth, and see here, inside the mouth there is a opening that is called buccal cavity. See here, this is tongue. It is a muscular organ, means it is made up of muscles. Completely it is made up of muscles. There is no bones in the tongue. It is a muscular organ, means it is completely made up of muscles. And at the back side it is attached to the floor of buccal cavity. Back side it is attached to the floor of buccal cavity. but in the front it is free. This tongue is free in the front. It can be moved in all the direction. You can move your tongue this side and upside down. In all the direction you can move your tongue. It is free at the front, but in the back side it is attached to the floor of the buccal cavity. See, what are the functions of this tongue? See here, functions of tongue. We use our tongue for talking. Yes, we all know this. We use our tongue for talking. And second one, it mixes saliva with the food during chewing and helps in swallowing food. Yes, while eating, you can observe this. While eating, the tongue, it mixes the food with saliva, and it also helps for grinding the food, or it also helps for chewing the food in mouth. And by mixing with saliva, food gets liquefied. That means food gets softened and it is now easy to swallow it. See, this tongue, it helps to mix the saliva with the food during chewing, means grinding or chewing the food, and helps in swallowing the food, means by mixing with saliva food gets softened, then it is easy to swallow it. Then third function of tongue, it is also used to taste food. Yes, this is the important thing about tongue. See, why tongue is used to detect the taste of food? Because it contains some taste buds in that. Those taste buds helps us to recognize the different taste of different food. See, where these taste buds are present, let's study. See here, tongue has taste buds that detect different taste of food. Yes, tongue has different taste buds. See, we will eat different types of taste or a different taste of foods. Means we are going to eat sweet foods, salt food items, and some sour food items also. We are going to eat some bitter food items we will taste sometimes. These different taste of food items are recognized by the taste buds which are present in the tongue. Let's see the position of taste buds on the on the tongue. See here, on the tongue there is a presence of different taste buds. Where the position of taste buds of bitter taste and sour, salt, sweet, where they are present? See here, at the back side of this tongue, where it is got attached to the buccal cavity, there is a presence of taste buds which detects the bitter taste. That means the taste buds which recognize the bitter taste are located at the back side, or the back side of the tongue which is got attached to the buccal cavity. There are the presence of taste buds which detect the bitter taste. Then this blue color, this is green. This green part shows the bitter taste buds. That means the taste buds which detect bitter taste. That means the taste of bitter gourd or the taste of neem leaf, etc. Then here blue color region, these are the taste buds which detect sour taste, means lemon juice taste or the mango taste. This sour taste is recognized by these taste buds which are present in this region. Then next to that, this pink colored or a reddish pink colored region, these are the taste buds which detect salty taste of food. The food which is having salty taste, that is recognized by the taste buds which are present in this region. And at the tip of tongue, the taste buds which are present in the tip of the tongue, they detect the sweet taste, or the taste of sweet food items are recognized by the tip of this tongue. This is about position of taste buds on the tongue. See here, at the tip of tongue, taste buds which detect sweet are located, and after that taste buds which detect salt food item are located, and next to that the taste buds which detect sour taste are located, and at the back side of the tongue, that means at the back which is attached to the floor of buccal cavity, there The taste buds which detect bitter taste are located. This is about taste buds, the position of taste buds on the tongue. Next, up to here we have studied about mouth. In the mouth there are mainly three organs which are involved in the digestion of food. They are first teeth, next salivary glands, next tongue. See, after the mouth there is a next compartment of digestion in food, digestion in humans, that is food pipe or the esophagus. See, this is the second compartment in the digestion of food. See here, we are going to swallow the food through the mouth. We will intake food through the mouth, and by using teeth we are going to crush the food, and by using saliva our food gets softened and it is converted into simpler substances by the action of saliva on the food. And after that, tongue, it helps in grinding the food in the mouth and helps to mix the food with the saliva, and it helps to swallow the food. After that, what happens? See here. The swallowed food passes into the food pipe or esophagus. Yes, the food which is swallowed by the mouth passes into the food pipe or esophagus. The food pipe runs along the neck and the chest. Food is pushed down by movement of the wall of the food pipe. This movement takes place throughout the alimentary canal and pushes the food downwards. Yes, see here. The food which we intake is entered through the mouth, then it crushed by the teeth which are present in the mouth, and it is mixed with the saliva and it swallowed through the buccal cavity. Here it is a buccal cavity. After that, it passes through the food pipe. It is an food pipe or a esophagus. It runs along the neck. This is the neck region and this is the chest region. It moves or it runs along the neck and chest region. After that, the food is pushed down by the movement of wall of this food pipe. When we swallow the food, this food pipe, inside this food pipe, the wall of this food pipe moves the food downwards. The food moves through the alimentary canal and it reaches the stomach. It is the stomach. See here. Here it is a mouth. Through this we are going to intake food. Then it moves through the esophagus. Then it moves to the esophagus. How this food is moved into the esophagus? See, I will show you an short or a small video. See here how food enters through the food pipe and reaches the stomach. Yes, like this, through the mouth along with the food pipe it enters the stomach. Again you see the food which enters through the mouth and moves towards the food pipe and reaches the stomach. Like this, food move in the food pipe in the downwards and it moves towards the downside. See here, like this, food moves towards downside and it reaches the stomach. Have you understood about how food moves in the food pipe? That means the food which is swallowed by the mouth is moved downwards through the food pipe and it reaches the stomach. Okay students, let me stop here today. We can continue the class tomorrow. Thank you.